R1-2, we're both in agreement. We've always been on this consistently that MJ is R1, and that is not because of the Last Dance. We were saying that pre-Last Dance. So,
Yeah.
LeBron, his career is not over. That's the one thing he has going for him, and the fact
Yeah.
that both of us already have him at 2 over Kareem, and that his career is not even close to over it. I mean, it's closer to
It's
over
close to over.
than not,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't rule out him getting another ring.
Yeah.
So,
I think this is all it comes down to. There's a decade where LeBron was gonna make the finals no matter what, right?
yeah.
But there's just 6 years where Michael Jordan was gonna win the ring no matter what. And there's never been a LeBron year where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, LeBron's won the ring no matter what. Because there
True.
was that little peak where we thought it was gonna happen, but then Dirk Nowitzki upset him. And I think forever that Dirk Nowitzki loss
Yeah.
is just always gonna have at number 2. Maybe if he gets the all-time scoring and gets 2 more rings, then he can maybe sway me. But I think that Dirk Nowitzki loss and that just like
Yeah.
crack in his armor where it's like, oh, LeBron's beatable,
Mhm.
which MJ just doesn't have, is just always gonna have LeBron at 2.
That that probably is what does it. And when I debate with people who have LeBron 1, they bring up, yeah, MJ's undefeated in the finals, but how many finals did LeBron get to? Yeah, he lost those finals, but it's because he dragged teams that weren't championship caliber teams to the finals, right? And I do agree. I do agree with that point to a point though. When you're the overwhelming favorite, when you're the favorite in that 2011 year,
Yeah.
you don't lose like that.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a chink in the armor. Yeah, the first Cavs year when he lost, I'm not putting that loss on LeBron,
No.
right?
Yeah.
But that 11 year against the Mavs, that is something that you can really bring up to detract from it. But
And then
like
people
you
are
said,
always gonna type this out like, why are you comparing 1 year over like 40 years of career? Like 20 years of MJ's and 20 years of LeBron's. Why not talk about MJ's Wizards career? Because MJ's Wizards career didn't happen. like,
Yeah.
just imagine that didn't happen, right? Like that just because like it doesn't really add or hurt MJ's career because it was so far past his prime and so fast past like his playing time. So it
Mhm.
just doesn't happen. That's why no one talks about it. And we're talking about it because these are like 2 perfect careers. And there's just one tiny,
Mm.
tiny, tiny, like 2 periods instead of 1 period, like grammatical error type thing. And then like
Yeah.
that's just all it takes to make that into the 1B versus the 1A.
Yeah. I will say though that there are some people who say no matter what happens, MJ is number 1, right? I'm leaving the door open to crack. Like LeBron,
Yeah.
his career is not over. If he wins 1 more chip, we can argue. If he wins 2 more,
I think it's an actual debate. If he gets 2 more and the all-time points, then
yeah.
I would have him over.
Yeah.
But he's also seems more human nowadays than
Right.
the robot LeBron. We're to the point where like, oh man, do we think he's gonna play that Raptors game where he has the back-to-back? I mean,
Yeah.
me and you are thinking that question. So
Yeah.
we got to see how it goes. But being 2 when your career is not over is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be, we brought this up earlier, but it's going to be interesting to see when that documentary drops, when LeBron's whatever, 50, 55, if he's still not playing at that age, when that documentary drops, to see like if that changes some people's opinions and like, and everything like that. Cause it does feel like a lot of people who didn't really have an opinion on the MJ LeBron debate have one
Now
after
do.
watching the Last
Yeah.
Dance. So it's going to be interesting to see what LeBron's counter to that is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms and follow us on Instagram.